Hello, everybody. Welcome again to another episode of Nothing Like a Good Book. Whether it's a massive novel, fiction, non-fiction, an ebook, doesn't matter. You wrote it, it's from the heart. It's something you've always wanted to do. And, you know, what I've always wanted to do is interview authors. So that's what we're doing. I love interviewing authors. You hear all sorts of things. I'm an author myself, and I appreciate what it takes and the effort. Doing a trilogy at the moment. Not quite finished. I've got to get a little more refined, but once it's done, it's done. Anyway, we're dedicated to authors. That's what the show's about. Interesting business people who are authors too, you know, dedicated to discovering your book, promoting your book, and selling your book instead of leaving them stacked up in the garages. My special guest author, superstar. She was a former TV executive turned media strategist. Aurora, what a lovely name, huh? Aurora, like the beautiful, sky with all the different colors and so on. She's written 10 books spanning nonfiction and fiction. She has spent decades mastering the art of turning words into wealth for herself and the leaders that she serves. So what does all that mean? Well, let's ask the horse and not the jockey. Mind you, she's certainly no horse, this particular one. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome Aurora Winter. Hi there. How you doing?
It's great to be on the show with you, Mark, and I look forward to helping your audience turn their words into wealth.
All right. Well, you never know. You never know what can come out of it all. I'm going to dig deep and find out.
All right.
Your work has been featured. ABC TV, CBS, KTL, LA TV. That's Los Angeles, right?
That's Los Angeles. I'm in LA.
You're in LA, right? Yeah. See, La La Land, as they call it.
La La Land, that's right.
CBC TV, Success Magazine, Elle Magazine, and the Huffington Post. There you go. Famous. And you do host a show called Strategic Basics. It's on YouTube. And you've been a guest, actually, as an expert guest on literally hundreds of podcasts. So here we are on Nothing Like a Good Book, Aurora. Lovely to have you.
Great to be here, Mark. Yes.
We're going to talk about...
You and I both agree. There's nothing like a good book. So we're on the same page.
Good book. It's, what do you think of... ebooks from old Kindle books, that when that came in to be able to download a book and have it right in front of you in print? What were your thoughts at that time about that?
I was pretty much amazed. There's so many benefits of having something being instantly in somebody's hand, but I still like having an actual physical book. I don't know about you, but my eyes get tired of looking at the screen all the time. Yeah. So I like to hold a book. And I think if it's a good book, you might want to underline and dog-ear the pages. And I think the notes in the margin make the book even more valuable. But what I like about ebooks, my most recent book, Turn Words into Wealth, there's links in all of the books, but they're easiest to get to in the ebook. So you can click on the link and it will take you to a video that tells you more. So if you want more information instead of footnotes, I now have video links in the book. So you can do some things in ebooks that are fun.
That's the way it was going to go, and it should go, because having to put down the book and then go on, and find the thing yourself and all of this, people are lazy. It's easy just to go click and away you go.
The videos are on YouTube. Everybody's comfortable on YouTube.
Thank you for sending me this book, by the way. Not everybody does.
You're welcome.
So I appreciate that. I love to be able to get the thing in my hands before an interview and read it when I get time. I don't get a lot of time, so I do the best that I can. But I do my research like you do your research in a lot of ways, and that's called interviewing. Yeah. Because you can get a lot more from a client and a lot more from a guest by talking with them, getting to know them. And I have special guest forms as well that I send out, and they come back to me. And I find it's more enjoyable if you know a lot more about your client, like we know about you. Mm-hmm. This particular book, though, this one here, is now up for sale, and it's a good book. It's called Turn Words into Wealth. And what is it then? Well, it's a playbook for experts who want to turn their ideas into a 7-figure thought leadership business in the age of AI, right?
Exactly right.
So you blend In fact, you've blended your own stories. This is from yacht sales you've been in, film, grief coaching with frameworks on messaging, branding, book writing, media, and AI tools. How does all that work? Tell us.
Well, I've had so many breakthroughs in my life. I've had so many setbacks, but I've also had many breakthroughs. And I began to notice a pattern that every breakthrough was actually triggered by words. I was struggling in a business once, but when we came up with the $1 million message, just 7 words took a business from struggling to making $3 million in 1 week.
Come on, doubling, tell us about that. Got to know about that. What are the 7
doubling the profit margins? Yeah. So that was the first epiphany. I'm like, oh, wow, this word thing, that really matters. My husband and I had started a business. We were 2 kids in our 20s, didn't have 2 nickels to rub together. But we started a business in the boat business because he was a sailor and I was not, but right. I was good at the market feasibility studies. Okay. Anyway, so I thought I had a brilliant idea, which was to sell boats with tax shelter benefits into our rental charter fleet plan. So here's the bad message. The bad message that did not work, that almost bankrupted our company, was telling people the details about that. Telling them if they bought a boat, they could put it in the charter fleet, they'd get 33 1/3 straight line depreciation, subject to the half-year rule for the first year, and a 7% investment tax credit, by which time people had glazed over. But It was actually a $1 billion idea. Yeah. The words that actually turned the cha-ching-ching on were 5 weeks of sun, fun, and tax shelter. So 5 weeks of sun, fun, and tax shelter. It's kind of like stand-up comedy, like bump, bump. You don't expect tax
to the point, bang. And I gather the 5 weeks where you got to use it, right? And
you get 10% personal use. So that message had people leaning in, saying, tell me more. It doubled our profit margins from 12% to 24%. We were on the radio. We were featured in the cover of a magazine. And we had a lineup of people eager to invest in boats and get the 5 weeks of sun fun. And hey, somebody else is going to pay for it, tax shelter. And I think a lot of people are sitting on a great breakthrough idea. But once they get the message to go with it, that's when the money happens.
Right. Well, as you say, a $1 million message can make all the difference. You can build a luxury level personal brand with the right words, design a media ecosystem of books and podcasts and video, and then plug that into 7 different revenue paths from high ticket consulting to speaking and licensing. And that's really what it is, isn't it? That's how it works. And that's what you do with this particular thing here. I'm going to give this another shot. I'm going to go back to this book. Does what? Why did you write it? What's it supposed to do?
I wrote this book because it just made my heart so heavy and sad that most first-time authors would spend 3.5 years on average writing their first book, and then they would drop the ball right at the finish line. And the way that they dropped the ball is they didn't think through what was their business strategy. They didn't have a business strategy. And so it's kind of like yeast.
Well, I do. I'm writing the book and it's wonderful and it's going to sell millions. And I know people are going to love it. That's my strategy.
That's why not have other strategies as well, right? So
like heck, yes.
What I recommend is you can add a little bit about how people can play with you or work with you into the book before the book is published, before it's baked, so to speak. And it's a bit like adding yeast into dough. The difference is just a little bit of yeast makes your dough rise. And if you don't have the yeast, it doesn't rise. And that is the difference between a book being a hobby and a book being a business. So there are 7 different proven ways to make 7 figures with a book. It might be your first 7 figures, it might be your next 7 figures, or it might be 6 figures or 5 figures or 10 figures. I don't know, depending where your business is starting. But as you pointed out, one of those ways is speaking, consulting, coach certification. There are many different paths. And I wanted people to know about all 7 of them and challenge people. How many of these are fit for you and your business? And can you let people know about them in your book?
I notice you're saying here, in this case, Aurora, you're saying your business.
Yes.
Okay. Now I can relate to that. What about the guy that just writes a book because he's always wanted to write a book and he's not in business?
Well, that's fine too. Well, are we talking a fiction book or a nonfiction book?
It still needs to sell, doesn't it?
The thing is, it still needs to sell. And even if you want to give a great gift to the world from your heart, if nobody reads it, you're not going to make the impact that it can. So I would recommend that you at least have the money to pay for the cover, pay for proofreading, pay for interior layout design, pay to apply for awards. You need a budget to launch your book effectively. Otherwise, no matter how amazing your book is, if nobody has read it, it won't make the difference that it can. But
this is the thing. Yeah, so many good books. It's like TV in the earlier days when I would do pilots for TV shows.
Yeah.
If they didn't take off, they sit in a room dusty full of a million pilots, right?
Yeah,
and they never got anywhere. And it's heartbreaking. All the money that went into the pilot, but never mind. That's just the way life is. But this book, Turn Words into Wealth, 7 Ways to Make 7 Figures as a Thought Leader, lays out a complete system for building a personal brand, launching a book, and generating 7-figure income as a thought leader in the age of AI. Oh, a lot of people.
Well, AI is here whether we like it or not. So I wanted to address it in this book because I love books. I love publishing.
But how does for people to understand, AI does not write the whole book and take over?
No, AI does not write the whole book. But what I wanted to point out to people is now that AI has changed the playing field, what are your 4 human superpowers? So I think people can really benefit from going, hey, AI is very good at producing generic content very quickly. But what is unique and special about me or about the listener, about Mark? You have your stories. Those are unique to you. Your challenges, your triumphs, your breakthroughs. You also have your coaching skill, your ability to see greatness in others and interview them or call it forth in some way. Your presence. So whether you're meeting somebody in person or meeting them and connecting with Zoom, that's more precious than ever in the age of deep fakes. And then there's something kind of nebulous, which I'm calling your style. So your way of looking at the world, your vibe, your energy, whether it's very executive energy or you're a laid back rocker or you're a hip hopper, like your style. So those 4 things are part of your brand, and your brand is super valuable. And I think people are well served to first really lean into their 4 human superpowers way before they lean into AI. Because if you start with AI, you'll get generic crap. But if you start with your heart and your stories, and then the other thing to lean into is your massively transformative purpose. What difference do you want to make in the world? If you lean into those 5 things, you'll build your brand, even in the age of AI, and you'll be away to the races with a valuable brand.
Wow. You put a whole different, prospect of the whole thing, perspective of the whole deal. Turn Words into Wealth, this particular book, it helps readers tread the delicate line between human creativity and AI. This was a review for you from the Bookish magazine, which was a nice review. And here's another one from the Library Titan. This was a Gold Award winner in 26, a playbook for experts who want to turn their ideas into a 7-figure thought leadership business in the age of AI. As I said, a literary titan, well-respected, a Gold Award winner. Well done. Congrats on that.
Thank you.
And this clear-eyed guide to building a personal brand includes proven strategies for messaging, branding, publishing, thought leadership, and much more. And that's Book Hub, also this year, 26. Yes, and you're an MBA, right? A strategic brand showrunner, TV writer, producer, and founder of the Same Page Publishing.com, a media and publishing company that helps leaders build legacy brands. Okay, let's talk about a couple of examples. Okay, who are these leaders? Are we talking CMOs, CEOs? Who?
I have so many clients that I absolutely adore. So I hate to just shine a light on some of them. But for example, Xander Sprague is one of my clients. He's actually the reason that I came up with the spoken author method in 2020, because he's got dyslexia, but he was very passionate about making a difference in the world. And he had an idea for a book about how to live an epic life. So I helped him create the book Epic Begins with One Step Forward. And because he has dyslexia, but he's a very good talker, I interviewed him to create the book. And then we had that tidied up by, an editor, and it became an award-winning book. This book, Epic Begins with One Step Forward, changed his life. He went on to he now has his own podcast, and then now he's got his own TV show. So that short book became the pivot point that helped him step into his greatness. That's Sandra Sprague. So he's a TV host, a speaker, and a consultant. And that would be an example of how a book can change your life.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
I know, right?
What's the show called?
The TV show is also called Epic Begins with One Step Forward. And I was just speaking with him earlier today. He's now working on a new book called Epic Reset, which is all about how 2 minutes can change your life if you ask yourself 4 empowering questions. So that's what we're cooking up next. Another example would be Michael Stockham. He's actually a litigation attorney, and he came to me wanting to write a legal thriller, but he couldn't find time in his busy schedule as a litigation attorney. But working together, it made the process more fun and easier. And we brainstormed kind of inspired by a true story, was his first book, which is called Confessions of an Accidental Lawyer. And now he's working on a series of legal thrillers called Jake Fox. They've got over 3,000 reviews, a dozen awards, 2 million page reads, something like that. And he's an interesting example because when companies come to hire a litigation attorney, they're like, well, all of these 12 people are qualified, but Michael Stockham is a best-selling award-winning author. Oh, he's more interesting. Let's hire him. Okay. So he's actually gotten 7 figures of new business because he has a brand, not from selling books, but from his main business, because he's more interesting than the others.
Well, the others must be jealous.
I think they should write a book too. Exactly.
Well, pissed off. What are the others? Damn,
I like to give my clients an edge.
Wrote a book. I don't know, but it's what's in the book, I guess. It's interesting, isn't it, that you're nobody till you do the book, and all of a sudden, every Tom, Dick, and Harry wants you to speak, right?
That's right.
Why? Why is that?
Well, I don't know. There's something about being an author. I mean, the root of the word authority is author. And, most speakers, it's almost the price of entry to have a book to become a speaker. So, but it is true. Like if you spend the time to write a book, you have gotten clear what your points are, what you care about. You've winnowed it down to get very concise and clear. And so naturally, you will be a better speaker. And here's the thing about that. Speaking is the highest paid profession. So if
I hear both sides on that one, Aurora. I'm not sure. I've had a lot of dudes try and get me to pay thousands of dollars just so I can, start what I'd love to do. I've always wanted to do that, professional speaking around America, so I can see America, to be honest with you.
That'd be a good way to do it.
People and so on. But, there's no mention of any books or branding or anything else. It's all about, look, we'll teach you how to do it. Well, I've been doing it for 40 years. I don't need to be taught how to get up and talk to somebody,
Yep.
But that's a lot of dough I don't have anyway. Your idea is very impressive from the point of view you're building a whole orb. It's a whole brand.
Yeah.
All parts of things that go out everywhere, which is, I like that idea. The 7 ways, okay, you come up with the 7 ways to make 7 figures. And you touched on those. Same Page Publishing. It's this is who we've got online here. It's a media strategy and authority development firm. Now, from the way you were talking before, though, I was getting the impression that your clients are heavy duty, up there clients, in very specific roles that they can put a lot into in reference to what they do work-wise, what their current career is, and what it can do for others. I'm trying to understand how you would handle somebody that wrote a Gone with the Wind. Nothing to do with business. Okay. But again, Sell me on it. How?
Well, my typical clients are, masters of their own fate. So they're CEOs or they have a business. A Gone with the Wind is like a fiction book. So, I have a fantasy trilogy. It's fiction. But honestly, I think of this as more like my hobby. I love to do this. I was inspired by C.S. Lewis and the Narnia series when I was 9 years old. So I decided to write a trilogy for young adults. And because I have a business, I can afford to have that be my gift and just have that be a hobby, right?
Yeah.
Although BBC did express interest in turning it into a TV series. So we shall
good
see.
idea. But your luck.
Michael Stockham is an example of, he has a series of books that actually could be turned. We've pitched them as TV movies that make great TV movies. When I work with somebody on a book, because I've got a background in TV, I make sure that the plot structure could work for a movie or that it could be expanded into a TV series because, hey, why not have that? And we've got interest, but we haven't got deals yet. And certainly that would generate a lot of income. So if you're writing fiction, then I recommend that you think about how could this be turned into a movie, or can you think of some other ways to multiply it? You can certainly speak with a fiction or a nonfiction book. Right. And if you really lean into some other ways that you can contribute to your ideal reader, you can get paid to speak. But if you could speak for free if you have something to offer at the back of the room that people would like. So I've seen, no-name people who are friends of mine that nobody would know their name if I told you their name, and they often make $50,000 or $60,000 from speaking for 1 hour in front of a group. Right?
Stone the crows, man, that's a lot of dough, isn't it?
That's a lot of dough. Then they split it.
And nobody knows them from a bar of soap.
And nobody knows them from a bar of soap. So can you think of something that makes sense? For example, you have lots of things that you're doing with your Nothing Like a Good Book workshops and helping people. Yeah.
My goal is, you've heard of a guy called Taylor Sheridan?
Oh, yes, Taylor Sheridan.
He's come out of nowhere, bang, writing everything on TV just about, right?
Amazing.
I love his writing and I love his shows, TV shows. And, half his luck. My buzz, or what's the American saying? Wheelhouse. My wheelhouse is very much to produce shows, right, that could be for TV, but they're online. And I've written a lot of shows, right, but you've got to get sponsorships and so on. But I have written my book, and that's going to come out, and I'm going to do what you said.
Good.
But the another book that I'm writing, a different one, is the message really for more about being able to go on tour and be able to speak. And that's called, your passion has no age.
I love that. Your passion has no age.
Because here I am at 95. I'm doing what I love. You know what I mean? And
I don't think you're 95, but you are doing what you love.
60s and over, they want to shoot you, bury you, whatever it is. Can't get work, the whole bit. Guess what? I'm telling you right now, life begins at whatever, and you should do your passion. Right.
I thought my life got good when my 40s, to be honest. But what I challenge,
strategic basics. Look at that little sign behind you there. Very clever. Yeah. Very clever. Spoken author method, a structured interview-based system for turning conversations into books and authority content. Okay. Movie trailer mindset. That's important. A messaging framework that helps us create compelling or even viral video content, leveraging story and narrative tension. I've seen some of these, how do I say it? Because they give me work. I can't, some of the good ones anyway, not the bad ones out there, but they charge a lot of money to do a trailer that runs 60 seconds. What's your idea of a decent book trailer? How long should it run?
People can go to Anna's S series on YouTube and see my examples of what I think makes a good book trailer. With AI video tools, see, this is the thing. I think that it's not only about having a book. It's also good to have ongoing content. So maybe be a podcast host or be a YouTuber or create videos. So for my fantasy book, we have got some videos on Anna's S series. They're like 2 minutes long. And what I've done is I've taken compelling moments from the book and turned them into animated series. And it's amazing. My team is so good with the AI video tools.
You've got that. That's wonderful to have all of that.
I know. And
it makes a difference, because even when I get my clips done for clients and authors and shorts, as they call reels, the difference that makes getting them onto social media to be able to promote, the show or that particular episode or the book makes a heck of a difference, doesn't it, for some reason?
It makes an enormous difference. And we're even using video to advertise the books on Amazon. And people are far more likely, I'm waiting to get enough data to tell you how much more likely to buy a book when they see a video than when they just read text. But data point.
Are Amazon charging for that now or not? I've seen them where you can put it, but I haven't done so
they
myself.
Don't charge extra for the video, but of course you have to pay Amazon for the ad. But
it's amazing. You know what? It's absolutely amazing. I go crook because you can't contact anybody. I don't know. I end up in India, right? Then they send you back somewhere else. Then you go back to India again. And not being able to, $1 billion company like that. And if Bezos was in the room, I'd say to him, to me, I'm sorry, it's supposed to be so professional, but you're slack. And here's why. Nobody can talk to anybody live and get a problem solved in a hurry. That's called service. Ever heard of it? But the reality is, I'll give you an example. There was a mix-up on a client of mine. We did a book together, and what happened was, that's right, I ended up paying for the publication and 200 books that he needed, and he was to pay me later. Long story short, it got mixed up because Amazon was so slow in producing the book. Mm-hmm. It didn't come out in November, December. It came out in March.
Oh, my goodness.
And they don't charge you until delivery. Fair enough to that. I'll give them credit for that one. But it all got mixed up in the payment system. But it's all clear. And I went to the bank and said, look, this is wrong. I've been charged for these books. My client's already paid. I was with him when he used his credit card. And they said, no, you were charged, not him. Oh, that's why. So I went back to the bank and I've said, hey, take this claim off, please. It's okay. I want to get other books up into Amazon as quickly as I can. I've got clients waiting. I can't get hold of anybody. It's been sitting for 4 or 5 weeks. I've got letters from the bank showing me that they've written to Amazon. Wow. Showing me the case number and everything else, that you are clear. Everything is good. You should be able to get up.
Dealing with that. Yeah,
that frustrates me. Do you know anybody? You know Bezos personally, or Bezos, whatever his name is?
I've had very positive experience with Amazon. I find that the chat is what works best for me. So if I go into the KDP dashboard and then work on the chat, and then if that person can't help me, I ask for somebody who can make a decision. And I've actually been...
You're talking about the bot on the right-hand corner that's supposed to help you? It's a bot. It's not real.
I wouldn't go that way. You go into the KDP dashboard as an author, you click at the very bottom where it says contact us, and then you click on whichever kind of issue you're having, and then they will either call you or they'll say chat. But you don't want to chat with the bot. You want to chat with the person. Even if you're in India, I've had good success with them.
Well, there you go. See,
if you want, after this podcast, I can help you find the right spot on.
Oh, you're wonderful! You can do that for me. That would be wonderful.
I don't want you frustrated.
Every time I go to put it in now and the rest of it, a little red sign comes up. You're not allowed. Thank you very much. I want to bring you, Amazon, lots of business. That's the irony of it all. Anyway, movie trailer mindset. What else are we talking about? Strategic showrunner. A media architecture, content production system that integrates the book, YouTube, podcast, and platform strategy into one cohesive authority ecosystem. It sounds darn good, doesn't it?
I think that's the key thing that we do at Same Page Publishing is we bring it all together. So instead of just having a book or just having a YouTube channel or just appearing on podcasts, we come together with the whole plan. Yeah. And also make sure that you have a back end so that you are pulling together everything that can help you monetize your message and turn your words into wealth. And here's the thing, video is memorable after 1.7 seconds. So that's pretty compelling. So I highly recommend that people do videos, and you can do videos talking to camera as we are right now, or you can use these new AI video creation tools, which I'm pretty excited about. But first, lean into what's unique and special about you, your brand, your 4 human superpowers, your massively transformative purpose. So you're not just creating random generic content, but you're creating content that's really unique to you, your business, and your brand.
Yeah, targeted right down. And yet it takes, I don't know what it is now, but I think it used to be about 11 times for an actual TV commercial to register.
That's about right. Yeah.
11 times. I mean, you don't even notice it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then finally it'll drop. But, with the new mountain out there now and Direct Connect TV, where things are going through the ISPs and God knows what else, the impressions are very, very good. But this sounds fantastic, Aurora. I'm not going to ask you how much because I'm not a CEO. But you're very fair. I believe you're not that bad, actually.
No, it's reasonable.
Yeah,
I try to make sure that my clients make money and that get a good return on their investment.
That's what it's about. And you know what you're doing. You've been in the game how long now, would you say, all up?
Oh, my gosh. I've been in film, television, and media for decades. I can't even count how many decades. And I've been helping people publish books and YouTube channels for about a decade. But everything's changing. Like with AI, it's just like I like to keep on top of things with my team because we want to be able to use the best tools, the latest tools to make the most impact for the least amount of money.
You've got to. You've got to. And the difference between you and I is I'm a what do you call it? A one-man army.
Yeah.
And I don't have the benefit of a team yet. Hopefully I'll grow enough to have it one day. But the reality is I have been buying a bit of software, and I haven't got a clue how to use it. I wasn't born with that left brain, right brain jazz for technical. But they're getting pretty good. They really are. I've been studying AI for the last year in courses and this and that. Then finally the software comes out. I just got Claw the other day, but then you've got to know what to do with it with Telegram. Then there's something else. It's getting terrific to where guys like us, bachelors and one-man operations and females too can, maybe build something and hang on and press a few buttons. And I would love a cup of coffee. Thank you. So that's my robot that just walked in.
Well, an AI can kind of give you a team.
It's getting that way. It's getting that way, my dear. Look what's happening with the robots now and stuff that's coming out. But
it's
good work. Good work, Aurora. Keep it up for your wonderful, wonderful clients. This is your private stuff. This means a lot to you. This magic mystery.
Yeah, Magic Mystery of the Multiverse. It's a trilogy. It won Reader's Choice Award, Best Book for Teens. And it's also available on Amazon. It's on Kindle Unlimited. So if people have Kindle Unlimited, they can borrow the books for free. And it's my homage to C.S. Lewis and the Narnia series. When I was 9 years old, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe changed my life. And so my intention with Magic Mystery in the Multiverse is to pay it forward. And if people are visual and would rather watch little videos, they can just go to Anna's Zest series on YouTube and watch some video clips for free.
That's lovely. And the cover's very, very good. No doubt you have somebody, you sort of, depict what you'd like, but they do the actual artwork and so on.
Yeah, that's an award-winning cover, actually. I was very pleased.
Is it really?
Our designer.
I liked it. I really liked it,
Thank you.
When I first started this a few years back now, 8 to 10 years, but it was only 2 years ago, I had a terrific client on board, a guy called Kevin Chewy, who's a heart surgeon of all things. And heart surgeon? I think he is a heart surgeon. Anyway, he wrote a series called Bad Love Tigers. And it's amazing. And it's won so many awards overseas just for the screenplay writing. Hundreds. Somebody in Hollywood said, we've got to make you a movie. Then he entered another world of dealing in Hollywood. You know what I mean?
Yes. It can be a whole adventure.
They said it's going to be massive. We're going to do series with it. It's going to be TV series. And the guy's so excited. I've had him on about 2-3 times back. And he's going to let me be the only red carpet I'll ever get to anyway. So I'm looking forward to it. Maybe yours, who knows? But congrats, you've won on that as well. And you've won the book. You win a lot of awards, don't you?
Thank you. Thank you for noticing.
Good on you. It's been exciting having you. And I wish you well with what you're doing on the same page.
Thank you, Mark.
Maybe one day when I've got a few extra kittles to be able to spend, I'll hire you because
I would
can
like
do
that.
with it. I can do with
It
it.
would be fun to work together.
All right, lovely. Thanks for being on the show. And what an interesting person. Fabulous. Good on her. Success plus. There you go. Somebody says, oh, you don't have many women on the show. Yes, I do, if I can find them. And they've got something to offer me. Of course, I'm open. Very much open. It's very clever ladies around. Thank you very much. So, guys, you're in business, you're CEO, SFO, chief cook and bottle washer, whatever the hell you are. If you really, really want to get out there, get the message done, look her up. In fact, I had something else that I did. And not to worry, this gets replayed left, right, and center. And your best bet is just to go to that website. I find the less you've got to look at and try and hunt for, forget it. Just go to the website and everything else will emanate from that, and you'll know where to go because she promotes the YouTube channel. She promotes other things on it, and it's easy. You sit in your pajamas, your podgies, have a cup of coffee, whatever, tea, and or something stronger, whatever you turn to, whatever talks your cork, and you'll be able to see it all. In the meantime, get in touch with me. Go to nothinglikeagoodbook.com. We'll discover your book. We're going to promote your book, and we're going to sell your book for you. We'll help sell your book, okay? No false promises, okay? We'll help sell your book. That's the key there, okay? So come back because I really enjoy having you, and be kind.